So, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be showcasing some watch brands that are attending the Toronto Timepiece show later on in September. If you missed it, I recently did a live stream with the show producer, Jason, where he gives all the details on the show. If you're attending, definitely check out that video. Now, the brand that we're looking at today is coming to Toronto all the way from Italy. They are Venezianico watches, and I have one of their newer releases, the Redentore Bellanotte, which is a unique multi-layer and multi-material dial that depicts Venice, in particular St. Mark's Square, on the dial. Really beautiful watch. Now, in full disclosure, this watch was given to the channel and does not have to be returned. Just want to be 100% transparent with you, but let's get to it and check out the watch. All right. Now, as soon as I saw this come out, I reached out to Venezianico to see if I could get one in. It brought me straight back to our trip we made last year to Venice. We actually took a 30-day road trip north to south, mostly along the west coast, then back up the east coast, and ended our trip in Venice and loved the city. It was partially flooded for some of the visit, but we managed to see most of the sites, including the landmarks on the dial of the watch. Now, because of the dial depicting a specific area like this, it's a niche watch that might not have the broad appeal like most of their other watches, but I think it looks great. The dial is a four-layer dial that's meant to show St. Mark's Square at night during the Redentore celebration, which commemorates the end of the plague in 1576. The four layers include an aventurine area representing the night sky, and it's tough to capture, but it goes from a dark, inky blue to black, depending on the lighting. The offset dial is made with mother of pearl with the applied logo and blued hands. Other than the brand name, the only other text is down at the 9 in script. It's printed Redentore, and the dial is meant to represent the moon. The third layer is the fireworks show, the three discs, and I'll pop up an image of the disassembled dial here now so you can get an idea of how it's all made. The last layer is the relief of St. Mark's Square with the Palazzo Ducale, the Lion of Venice, and the Basilica di San Giorgio Maggiore, which are rhodium plated. I know my pronunciation isn't the best there, gives me an excuse to go back maybe someday and practice, but as a whole, I think the dial is beautifully done. As far as actual time telling goes, it's not too bad considering the size of the dial, the mother of pearl dial, and the smaller handset. Running the watch is the Seiko NH05A, which is a small 17.5 millimeter diameter movement. It's a 21 jewel movement beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour with a power reserve of approximately 50 hours. No issues with the movement at all, except for one thing, and that is it does have a ghost date position on the crown. It's nothing major, but I know that bothers people. I'd prefer without it for sure, too, but otherwise, it's been running great. Good winding action on the crown, and it's a good size crown, so no issues with gripping it to adjust the time. The case is nothing crazy. It's a simple design, but well finished and has a nice curvy side profile. The sides are brushed and the top of the lugs and bezel are polished. Considering how dressy the dial is, the case is quite sporty. The case back shows the image of the Basilica of the Redeemer, and translated to English, the text there reads, the tradition of the Feast of the Redentore in Venice dates back to 1576. Established after the end of a plague epidemic, the celebration features a boat procession in the lagoon, followed by magnificent fireworks. The strap is made with vegetable tanned leather. It's made in Tuscany. At first, I actually thought it was a black strap, but it's just a very dark blue that matches up well with the aventurine dial. It is soft straight away out of the box, comfortable on wrist, and comes with solid steel hardware signed with the company logo. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 40.3 millimeters. Lug to lug is 46.5 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 11.3 millimeters, including the AR treated sapphire crystal. Water resistance is 50 meters. And here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist, and I really like it. It's too bad about the ghost date, but otherwise, it's an excellent watch. I've chatted with a couple of you guys on exactly who this watch might be for. Maybe you have no connection to Venice whatsoever, but just like it because it's different. Or maybe you're from the area and you like it for that reason. I feel like this is probably a really good seller at the Venezianico boutique in Venice. People walking in and checking out their watches, and I could see them taking this home after visiting the city. If it is a little too niche for you, it's a really well-made watch, and there's lots of other options in their lineup that are totally worth a look. Definitely. Cost for this is 574 euros, so right around 630 or so USD. Link to where you can find these will be below. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.